The Seven Bestowals of Michael, A Cosmic Perspective on Christ, by Dr. Roger Paul. Hello, and welcome to the Divine Journey podcast with Dr. Roger Paul. I'm your host, and today we're diving into one of the most profound and transformative perspectives on the life of Jesus Christ that you may have ever encountered. For 2,000 years, theologians have pondered the mystery of the Incarnation. Why did God become man? What was the true purpose behind Jesus' earthly mission? Today, I want to share with you a cosmic perspective that will fundamentally change how you understand not just Jesus' life, but the very nature of divine reality itself. What if I told you that Jesus' birth in Bethlehem was not an emergency intervention to save humanity from sin, but rather the completion of a billion-year cosmic journey? What if his earthly life represented the seventh and final chapter in a divine odyssey that spanned nearly the entire history of our local universe? This is the remarkable story of Michael of Nebadon, the cosmic name for the being we know as Jesus Christ, and his seven sequential bestowals across different levels of creation. The universal requirement. Let me begin by setting the stage. According to advanced spiritual revelation, there are 700,000 creator sons across the seven super-universes. Each of these divine beings faces the same cosmic requirement: to earn sovereignty over their local universe through seven incarnational experiences called bestowals. Think about this for a moment. Jesus was not unique in being required to incarnate. He was following a universal pattern established for all creator sons. But what makes his story extraordinary is how he chose to complete this cosmic journey. Michael of Nebadon's seven bestowals unfolded over nearly 1 billion years. Let me walk you through this incredible sequence. The first bestowal took place on a Melchizedek sphere, where Michael served as a planetary prince and divine teacher. This gave him foundational experience in direct spiritual guidance. The second bestowal was as a Lananandek son, the same order of celestial being to which Lucifer belonged. Through this experience, Michael gained intimate knowledge of system sovereignty and the unique challenges of spiritual leadership. The third bestowal found Michael incarnating as a material son like Adam and Eve. This provided him with direct understanding of the material-spiritual interface that characterizes evolutionary worlds like our own. The fourth bestowal was perhaps one of the most fascinating. Michael served as a supreme seraphim within the angelic hierarchy. Now, this isn't your typical guardian angel. Supreme seraphim function as both guardians and executives, and through this role, Michael gained comprehensive understanding of ministerial service throughout the universe. The fifth bestowal was as an ascending mortal pilgrim named Evantod on Uversa, experiencing the spiritual journey of evolutionary beings just before their graduation to the central universe of Havona. The sixth bestowal involved incarnation as a Urantia mortal, a transitional being between material and spiritual existence, on one of the constellation headquarters worlds. And then came the seventh bestowal, the one we know so well, Michael's incarnation as Jesus of Nazareth, completing his experiential journey through all levels of created existence. The mystery of the Incarnation. Now here's where things get really interesting. The birth of Jesus, known in his human identity as Joshua ben Joseph, occurred through entirely natural biological processes. Mary and Joseph were ordinary Jewish individuals, and their son's conception followed normal human reproduction. This challenges traditional doctrines, but here's the profound mystery. The divine intervention didn't occur at conception, but during early embryonic development, when Michael of Nebadon inserted his divine personality into the developing human embryo. From birth until approximately age 12 to 14, Jesus lived as a completely normal human child. He gradually became aware of his unique divine nature through progressive revelation that continued until his baptism, when he achieved full recognition of his deity and cosmic identity. This wasn't pretense. Michael truly experienced human limitations, growth, and development. He gained genuine understanding of mortal existence through direct participation, not just divine observation, the cosmic significance. But why? Why would a creator's son go through such an extensive process? The answer reveals something profound about the nature of divine governance and cosmic evolution. Each of Michael's bestowals corresponded to different combinations of divine will from the Paradise Trinity, the Universal Father, Eternal Son, and Infinite Spirit. Through his diverse incarnations, Michael revealed different facets of deity to all the creatures in our local universe. But here's the truly cosmic part. Michael's experiences didn't just benefit him or our universe. Each bestowal contributed directly to the evolving sovereignty of God the Supreme, the future deity who will someday govern all 7 superuniverses. Michael's billion-year journey provides 1/700,000th of the total experience base that will eventually constitute the Supreme Being's experiential foundation. Think about the implications here. Jesus' life on earth wasn't just about human salvation, it was contributing to the spiritual evolution of the entire grand universe. The paradox of descent and ascension. Here's one of the most profound paradoxes in cosmic experience. By descending from deity to humanity, Michael simultaneously achieved ascension from finite limitations toward infinite potential. This descent-ascent dynamic liberated his absolute potential for divine function. Through completing his 7 bestowals, Michael achieved the status of sevenfold Master Son, meaning he had integrated the divine attributes of all 7 Master Spirits and experienced all 7 levels of divinity. This qualified him for membership in the Trinity Ultimate, a divine administrative body that governs reality at the highest levels. What this means for us. Now, you might be wondering, Dr. Paul, this is fascinating, but what does this mean for my spiritual life today? Everything. Understanding Jesus' mission as the completion of cosmic bestowals fundamentally transforms how we approach spirituality. Rather than viewing salvation primarily as rescue from sin and punishment, we begin to comprehend it as participation in universal spiritual evolution and divine relationship building. Jesus' earthly mission continues through the ongoing ministry of the Spirit of Truth and the persistent invitation to divine relationship extended to all of us. His life provides both the pattern and the power for human spiritual transformation, offering not merely forgiveness of sin, but actual participation in divine nature and cosmic citizenship. When you realize that the man who walked the hills of Palestine carried within his human experience the accumulated wisdom and authority of a Creator's Son, who had lived authentically at every level of created existence, his teachings take on profound new significance. This is why Jesus emphasized spiritual relationship over religious ritual, personal spiritual experience over institutional authority, and divine sonship over human limitation. His teachings consistently pointed toward the spiritual realities he had experienced throughout his billion-year bestowal career. A living reality. The revelation contained in Michael's bestowals continues expanding throughout our local universe and beyond, contributing to the eventual emergence of the Supreme Being and the spiritual evolution of the entire grand universe. Each individual's spiritual growth becomes part of this cosmic process, linking personal spiritual experience to universal spiritual progress. This means that your spiritual journey, your relationship with the divine, your moral choices, your growth in love and wisdom, is not just about your personal salvation. It's contributing to something vastly greater, the spiritual evolution of reality itself. Closing thoughts. As we conclude today's exploration, I want you to consider this. The next time you read the Gospels, remember that you're not just reading about a good teacher or even a divine Savior. You're reading about a Creator's Son who spent nearly 1 billion years preparing for that 33-year human experience, who chose to live authentically at every level of existence to better serve and understand his universal family. The cosmic perspective doesn't diminish Jesus, it magnifies him beyond anything traditional theology has dared to imagine. And it magnifies us too, revealing that we are participants in a cosmic drama of spiritual evolution that spans eternity itself. Thank you for joining me in this divine journey. I'm Dr. Roger Paul, and I encourage you to sit with these concepts to let them transform your understanding of who you are and why you're here. Remember, you are not just human beings having a spiritual experience. You are potential citizens of a vast, loving universe invited to participate in the greatest adventure of all, the eternal journey toward divine perfection. Until next time, keep your eyes on the cosmos and your heart open to the infinite. This has been the Divine Journey Podcast with Dr. Roger Paul. For more episodes and resources, visit our website. And remember, the universe is not only stranger than you imagine, it's more wonderful than you can imagine.